Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is refraction, which is this idea that light, as it passes from one medium to another, bends. And actually, the reason that it bends we're going to learn is because it slows down. So this is a glass prism that I have here, and I just have a beam of light coming out of my ray box. And when I put this glass prism in here, what we can see is that instead of that ray of light doing what it was doing before, it was traveling out in a straight line. When I put this in here, the light is no longer traveling in a straight line, but it's bent. So what we can see is going on here is actually there's some portion of the light that is hitting this piece of glass and then it's being reflected. So, and the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. If I draw my normal line, there's my two angles. Those two angles are the same. But actually, some of the light is also being bent, and it's actually being bent two times. One time it's bent when it travels from air into glass. And we can't see that very well with this demo. But there's another time when it's bent when it passes from glass into air. And you might be able to just barely even get a hint. Do you see that rainbow? We haven't quite gotten there yet, but as this light passes through here, it actually ends up that it will be bent. That's an idea for next chapter when we talk about the wave nature of light. But there is that. So here's refraction, right? Light is incoming and it bends as it passes from one medium to another. And while I have this out here, you can see that the way that it bends depends on how I orient this triangle, okay? And so if I turn this triangle, I want you to see what happens to this beam of light here, the refracted beam of light. That angle of refraction is getting bigger, right? So we measure angles, always measured to the normal. So this would be the normal to the surface, right? So this, there's my normal line coming off of the surface. So this angle here, the theta, the angle of refraction, well, we will call that theta 2. This angle of incidence, we call theta 1. So this angle keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it gets so big that the refracted angle doesn't make it out of the glass and it stays in the glass. And if I move this piece of paper, you can see where it has gone. It's right there. So the light has come in here and it's this totally internally reflected. So the light is coming through here and it's bouncing off of this side of the glass as though this is a mirror, and then it's passing straight through the glass and then out the other side that way. Okay, so this is what we call something that is happening due to refraction, and the index of refraction is what we will use to measure how much something bends. So the index of refraction is N. I'm going to give my camera a minute to adjust to the fact that I just turned on the light. Auto focus that sucker. And starting. Still pretty sad. Let's make this a little bit less bright that way. Seem to be having lots of technical difficulties today, huh? Okay, well, I'm going to stop this video and I'll get it fixed and start it back up again.